Ever wonder what the most common sandbox errors are that developers face? In the vast universe of software development, sandbox errors are like pesky asteroids disrupting a smooth space voyage. They can be a real headache, can't they? In this video, we're going to tackle the 12 most common sandbox errors as identified by experts. We'll not only reveal these errors but also provide solutions to avoid them. So buckle up as we delve into these common errors and how to avoid them. First, let's look at the top 3 sandbox errors. The initial error that often occurs is insufficient isolation. This is when the sandbox environment isn't fully isolated from the production environment, leading to potential data leaks or corruption. It's like having a sandcastle too close to the water's edge where waves can easily wash it away. Next up is improper sandbox setup. This happens when the conditions of the sandbox do not mirror the production environment accurately. Imagine trying to build a sandcastle with dry sand, it just won't hold up. Similarly, a poorly set up sandbox can lead to flawed testing and inaccurate results. Finally, we have inadequate resources. This error occurs when the sandbox isn't allocated enough resources to function effectively. Think of it as trying to build a sandcastle with only a handful of sand. Without enough resources, your sandbox environment simply cannot perform its intended purpose. These are crucial errors to be aware of, but the list doesn't end here. Moving on, we have 3 more errors that often haunt developers. The 4th error lies in incorrect configuration. This means that the settings and parameters of the sandbox are not properly set up. It's like trying to play a game without knowing the rules. You're bound to hit a wall sooner or later. Next up, we have the 5th error, a lack of sandbox monitoring. Imagine leaving your cake in the oven without setting a timer or checking on it. It's likely to end up burnt, right? The same principle applies to your sandbox. Without regular monitoring, minor issues can snowball into major problems. The 6th error is a common pitfall: misunderstanding of sandbox limitations. A sandbox, while versatile, is not an all-powerful tool. It's essential to understand what it can and cannot do, to avoid disappointment down the line. And now, we are halfway through our list. Next, we have another set of common errors to watch out for. Diving right in, error number 7 is poor sandbox maintenance. It's like owning a car and never changing the oil. The sandbox is a crucial tool for testing, so it requires regular upkeep. Ignoring updates, patches, or general maintenance can lead to inaccurate results and potentially serious issues down the line. Moving on to error number 8, not utilizing sandbox features effectively. Sandboxes come with a plethora of features designed to aid in testing. Overlooking these features is akin to leaving money on the table. It's important to familiarize yourself with all the tools at your disposal and use them to their full potential. Lastly, error number 9 is failing to replicate the production environment accurately. The whole point of a sandbox is to provide a safe and accurate testing ground. If your sandbox doesn't mirror your production environment, you're setting yourself up for unexpected surprises. As we near the end of our list, these errors become more intricate. Finally, we have the last 3 errors on our list. Let's delve right into them, shall we? Error 10 is ignoring security practices in the sandbox. While the sandbox is a testing environment, it's still crucial to maintain good security habits. This includes managing access control and ensuring you're not inadvertently exposing any sensitive data. Remember, a sandbox is not a security blanket but a tool for testing. Moving on to error 11, which is not cleaning up after testing. Leaving old data and code in your sandbox is like leaving a banana peel on the floor. It's just waiting for someone to slip on it. This clutter can lead to inaccurate test results and make your sandbox harder to manage, so always clean up after your testing sessions. And last but not least, error 12 is over-reliance on the sandbox for testing. While sandboxes are fantastic tools, they are not a one-size-fits-all solution. You should also utilize other testing environments and methods to ensure your code is robust and reliable. In conclusion, understanding these common sandbox errors and actively working to avoid them is essential for any developer. It's like navigating a minefield. Being aware of where the mines are is the first step to not stepping on one. Remember, awareness of these errors is the first step towards avoiding them. Keep coding and keep learning.